What's up, you guys? Let's talk about Airbnb, stock ticker ABNB. My name is Jeremy Guldin. I've been an entrepreneur and investor for the past 8 years. And my big goal with this channel now is to help other entrepreneurs and investors grow their portfolio so that they can succeed just like I have. Make sure that you are subscribing, hitting that like button, giving us some comments down below so I know that I'm doing the right thing and I'm helping you grow. I'm here to answer questions. My biggest push right now has been investment portfolio and some of the investments that I'm holding and continuing to grow. And some of the other videos we're going to shoot farther on down the road here are some business videos and informing you about some business things on how to grow a business, some of the things, marketing tactics, and all those kind of things on what you can do to continue to grow that business. So like I said, make sure you comment down below and hit that like button. So let's talk about Airbnb. Airbnb has continued to be, or should be, one of the hottest initial public offerings this year in 2020. It's had a huge following for the past 10 years. This company has grown in the home sharing and rental concept since it's pioneered that 10 years ago. And despite its competition like Vrbo, Airbnb is still continuing to be the top dog. You know, it still continues to hold number one place, even though there are some other competitors out there, but Airbnb is still that top competitor. So I don't know if you are currently using any kind of stock trading company. What my recommendation is check out Robinhood or Webull. Great both companies to utilize. Very low fees and whatnot compared to some of the other guys. Robinhood's app's amazing, and Webull's as well. Right now there are some offerings out there. If you put in $100, you can get a free stock or a couple free stocks with Webull. So I definitely recommend checking it out. So, Airbnb, it's James Cordwell said it's the Apple of travel, and I totally agree. They focused a lot of time, just like Apple, on brand building and simplifying their app and all of their functionality on the website and everything. It's very easy and simplistic to use. That's one of the things that's great about Airbnb. I think it's a very easy utilizing software, and it's been easy for the homeowners themselves and also for the guests that are booking their stays. It's definitely created a community amongst itself, which is great, so that they're getting that repeat customer and that return visitor, that's utilizing it. I will admit, I'm gonna put a link down below, even for my Airbnb link, because I utilize Airbnb for all of my stays. I've enjoyed utilizing it. I have not yet, knock on wood, have had a bad experience. Obviously checking your reviews and that kind of stuff, but definitely I think the company's on the up and up. So during the pandemic, many risk-averse travelers favored this private home option compared to hotels. It was a lot easier for them to utilize that Airbnb option instead of going to a hotel where there were multiple guests and people staying and all of this stuff. So a lot of people have definitely favored staying at an Airbnb option, so that way they were not amongst larger crowds. Airbnb reported an after-tax profit of $219 million in the third quarter. So in the third quarter, they had a huge profit compared to their obviously a loss of $576 million in the second quarter. The pandemic just hit. Nobody was traveling, so there was obviously, plus a lot of things were on lockdown and shut down. So it definitely created a loss there. But, even if there's a potential of another lockdown, this company's still gonna be here. And I definitely say the investment's gonna be into the 2021, 2022 range of where you're gonna see a lot of the gains. This company has definitely built a business model and a global presence. The company is more likely to benefit from the rebound in travel over anything. Like I said, while the current quarter is expected to be lower, because obviously we're in a COVID-19 resurgence and some of the resurgence is going to keep people from traveling. Some places are going back into lockdown and so forth. So it's definitely going to create some of that less travel scenario, just like it did back in the beginning of 2020. But where I see the resurgence of people starting to travel again is going to be once this worldwide vaccine hits and people start getting the vaccine and so forth. So traveling is going to continue to come back to where it was again. So like I said, 2021, 2022 is where you're going to start to see the Airbnb stock go back up. The proposed initial IPO offering is going to be anywhere from $44 to $50 a share. This is not cheap by any means for the traditional financial measures like earnings and sales. So yes, it is, you are going to be paying for a little bit higher of an offering. Obviously, it's Airbnb. They've been around for 10 years. This is a company that's been around, and I definitely see a higher price point than what it is. Even though the valuation looks like it's reasonable, given that the company's market position, security value, brand power, and global opportunity, the time for investors' regular value, existing growth in the company is considerably more than 10 times its annual sales. So like I said, you are paying pretty much for this stock. Its IPO, which is due out, like I said, on Wednesday and hitting the market on Thursday, is looks to be at and under $3 billion at the top price range. So coming in around $3 billion at the top price range of the stock and so forth. So assuming they're offering roughly around 57 million shares, that's less than the 10% of the 601 million shares that are outstanding currently. So all this will prompt a strong demand, and I believe that the Airbnb stock price should end at the $50 plus mark. So I definitely think if it comes out at 44, there could be a little bit of a drop depending on if there's some sell-off internally. But I think by the end of the week, we should definitely see that $50 price range. So like I said, I look forward to utilizing some growth with this stock and adding it to my portfolio. I've been a huge advocate of Airbnb. I've been utilizing it for the past probably about 5 to 6 years myself. So I will continue to use it. So I definitely stand behind anything that I feel strong about and will continue to use. So I'm going to, like I said, buy in on this initial IPO, and I definitely plan on holding it for the long term. All of my stocks that I buy, I'm planning on holding for a long term. I'm not a day trader and a short investor, so I definitely hold for long term. So like I said, if you're asking me, yes, I think this is a buy. So like I said, if you want to comment down below, try to give me some heads up. Try to tell me what you've done, what you've invested in, how much have you, how many shares have you bought in, and so forth. Just keep the comments going, and like I said, don't be afraid to ask questions. And I'm here. Don't forget to give that thumbs up. And I appreciate you for watching, and I look forward to hearing from you and seeing you at the next video. Thanks.